So, big day yesterday. Taylormade released their new line of products, and I think everything looks phenomenal from the drivers to the irons to the bags. I think they've absolutely nailed down the color combinations. The red, black, and the white, you just can't go wrong. If I was a company, I wouldn't really deviate away too much from those color combos. I just think they look so good, and the clubs look absolutely phenomenal. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about whether or not I'm going to get the new Stealth driver and the problems that I had with the Sim 2, and hopefully they've corrected it with the Stealth. So let's dive in here. So let's talk about the looks of the driver first. It looks like the low spinning head has a nice pear shape to it, which I'm really excited about. And I'm super stoked that they put the weight track back into the main driver. I wasn't a fan of not having the weight track on the Sim 2. I thought that was a deficiency last year. I thought they didn't do a great job with that. And they made both heads without a weight track. They looked almost identical, and they almost performed identical. So this year with the weight track, you'll see a little bit of a difference from head to head as far as spin numbers are concerned. And the newest feature that they added was obviously the face. So now they have this carbon face, and I've been learning about it. What is the difference between the carbon face and the titanium face? So with the titanium faces, the driver gets weaker over time. The face gets weaker as you hit it. So one of the things that happens here is that the weaker the driver gets with the titanium face, the hotter the driver becomes. I never knew that. That was like revolutionary to me. I never ever even thought about that before. So as the titanium wears down, the driver gets hotter, but it increases the chances of you cracking the head. So with this new carbon face technology, the face doesn't weaken like it does with the titanium. So they can build the driver closer to the core limit, and the driver will be hotter right out of the box, whereas if you were to get a brand new titanium face club and have to work it in. In the past 10 years, I haven't really seen too much revolutionary stuff as far as the drivers in the woods are concerned, but this year, with the carbon fiber face on the driver, I think we're going to see a big change in how drivers are built. Taylormade continued with their customization program on their website, so you can go on there and order the driver to your specific specs, get your loft right, get your shaft right, put on whatever grip you want, and you can change the color of the face from the standard red version that they've chosen this year, so you can do blue, yellow, green, whatever you want. It's pretty awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about the problems that I had with my Sim 2 driver. The biggest mistake that I made with that driver is that I chose an 8-degree lofted head. So if I wanted to loft up, that means that the driver face was going to close slightly. And if I wanted to loft down, it would be too low in loft and I wouldn't get enough spin on the ball and the ball would start dropping out of the air. So the problem with the low loft was whenever I'd hit the center, it would just fly a mile. It would go right through the air with this beautiful mid-trad shot with super low spin, and I was carrying it a ton, and I was getting lots of roll because it had super low spin. But the problem was when I mishit it. Whenever I mishit the club, if I hit it on the top and I mishit it, it would dive out of the air. And if I hit it on the bottom or even side to side a little bit from right to left on the face, I was just ending up in spots that were well short of what I usually end up when I have the right loft on the club. This wasn't the right loft for me, especially. Like, I swing the club pretty fast. I'm a 115 to 117 guy, but this loft was super low, and I actually wanted to kick the loft up, and the problem was when I kicked it up, the face started to close a little bit, and I cannot stand looking at a closed face driver when I'm at address. It absolutely torques me. I need to have the face square or slightly open. Make sure you pick the right loft. You need higher loft than you actually think. Most guys do. The slower you swing, the higher the loft you're going to need, because you need to be able to keep the ball in the air on your miss hits. If you don't keep your ball in the air on the miss hits, you're going to struggle a lot, just like I did at certain times last year in the summer, having the ball drop out of the air because I wasn't getting enough spin on the ball. So with the new Stealth driver, whenever I pick that up, I'm going to make sure I pick the right loft so when I mishit the ball, it ends up in spots where I don't get into too much trouble and my distances don't go backwards a whole ton. So that's what I'm looking for, a little bit more forgiveness. Obviously, with the low spinning head, you definitely have to get the right loft on the club. If you don't get the right loft, you're going to suffer with it. I remember with the M1, I had an 8.5 degree, and I couldn't keep that thing in the air at all. It was so hard to keep in the air, but it flew a mile when you hit a dead center. I'm definitely going to go through the same customization process on the Taylormade website. I think that is the coolest thing that you can do that now, and you can pay a monthly fee to pay the driver off. Super cool. I recommend that everybody do that, because then you can go and get all your specs designed for where you need them, and you come out and you're going to have a full-fledged driver that's going to perform the best for you. And I actually can't wait to try that carbon face. I saw Rory hit it today on Instagram, and it sounds incredible. So I think that's it for today, guys. If you guys like this video, please hit the subscribe button down below. I'm trying to grow the channel this year, so I'm going to be really focused on that. And once I start developing some cash flow from YouTube, I plan on opening my own shop so I can do some really high quality videos and content for you guys. We'll talk to you guys later.